Hey fairies, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today is a very special tutorial because I did have my student from my advanced course do the brows and she followed me and did one of the eyes. So I did not do this whole look on my own. I tagged her makeup page in the beginning of the video and now we're going to jump right into it. So here I'm just going ahead and packing a dark brown shadow on our model's lids, and then I'm going to go ahead and blend. As you guys can see, that is my student hair peeking out, and she did amazing, you guys. So she's going to follow everything I did on that eye and do it on the other eye. Going in with a brighter color to blend out the harsh edges of the dark brown. Here, all I'm doing is going in with a clean brush to blend everything in to make sure everything is seamless. Now I'm grabbing a Real Techniques brush and I'm using the Louise Zero Base, and I'm just going to pat all over her eyelid in the form of a cut crease or oval just to get ready for my next shadow. Now I'm going to go ahead and pack this nude eyeshadow shade onto that crease or that concealer, and it's kind of a no cut crease look, and it's also super easy to do and it takes way less time. I'm going to go ahead and go back in with that dark brown that we used to blend out the harsh edges of the cut crease. So this is my student doing her eye, and she's basically following every step that I did on my eye and making sure that both eyes are identical. So here I'm showing my student how to do your wing liner using the 3-step method. I thought my camera was recording it when I was cleaning it, but unfortunately it wasn't. But as you guys can see, she did blink and messed it up, but I was able to clean it up. Now here, all I'm showing her is how to apply Inglot Gel Liner on the model's or client waterline. Now, as you all know how I apply lashes, I apply the glue to the liner instead of the lashes so that it sticks better and it dries faster. Now for the face, I did have her sit down to watch me because today's focus was mainly on brows in the soft glam. So all I'm doing now is priming her face with a damp beauty blender, and we are not going to use MOM today, just primer. I had already moisturized her skin, but that clip unfortunately was not recording. So for foundation, we were using the Maybelline Superstay in the shade 360. Unfortunately, it didn't show where I showed the bottle or when I first started applying a foundation. But today I decided to use a drugstore friendly, beginners friendly foundation so that she wouldn't have to go buy expensive foundations such as NARS or Anastasia. And all I'm doing now is wetting the foundation, and then I'm going to grab my Real Techniques brush to blend everything in. So here I'm just explaining to her to also make sure that she gets under the chin, because that is part of the face, and to tap instead of swipe. So now I'm going to go ahead and apply concealer. I'm going to get under her eyes, her forehead, her nose, and her chin. I'm also going to apply some by the wing just to clean it up a little bit. Grabbing my Real Techniques setting brush, I'm going to go ahead and blend out the concealer. I'm going to do the nose last because I want the concealer to sit a little bit to have a really snatched nose. I didn't worry about getting concealer all under the eye because as you blend it out, it spreads on its own, and less is more. And I also wanted to show my students different methods. Now I'm just going back in with the same foundation brush to blend out the harsh edges of the concealer. Now I'm going to go ahead and set her face with my Laura Mercier translucent powder. Realize I'm more so pushing the powder in rather than just packing a whole bunch of powder on her face. I really only use a lot of powder under the eyes because we crease badly, but everything else is going to be pushed in. So if you may have noticed, I do not cream contour anymore as much. Instead, what I do, I set the jawline so that when I powder contour, her face can be real structured. Now I'm going to go ahead and powder contour. When I'm doing that, I do have my clients or models suck in their cheeks just so I can see clearly where I'm placing my powder, and because you still want the look to be structured. When you just powder contour, it also saves a lot of time. Plus, it's good because a lot of people have wigs, frontals, and lace. And you don't want to get product on their lace. Now I'm going to go ahead and with a smaller Real Techniques brush, and I'm going to contour her nose, honey. We are going to snatch the nose. So I usually start at the beginning of the brow, or if I'm already using a brown shadow, I'll just carry that into the eyeshadow, and you'll see what I mean when I do it. Remember, I always exaggerate a little bit with my powder contour because when we go in with the pressed powder, you don't want to take away too much. Now I'm going in with my pressed powder, and if you really pay attention, you'll notice that I'm not really dusting off the setting powder. I'm more so pushing it into the skin with the pressed powder. That's one of the main reasons I don't use so much setting powder. So when it comes to this step, I'm not really taking away, I'm more so pushing it in. So I'm going to go ahead and spray her face with the Morphe Continuous Mist, not a setting spray. All I'm doing here, of course, is adding a little bit of blush. It doesn't matter if you're too harsh with the blush, you can tone it down with your foundation brush. And after that, I am going to go ahead and add some highlight. All I'm doing here is going back in with the first shade that we used on her eyes to place on her bottom lash line. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some brow gel to her already beautifully done brows. My student did amazing. Her brows are so soft, so blended. And from that, we're going to move on to the lips, and then we'll be done with the look. To line her lips, I'm going to go ahead and go in with a dark brown lip liner that I did get from a beauty supply store by my house. And then I'm going to add a nude lipstick and then gloss on top. Now I'm going to go ahead and lock everything in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Spray. And then I'm going to push it in and let everything dry. And y'all, this is the final look. My student and I killed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and also follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you guys next time.
I fuck him like I miss him. He just came out of prison. Bitches be talking shit, but they ain't got a pot to piss in.